Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Behind the Grind. So, today I wanted to make a different kind of video for y'all. So, today's topic is going to be why I think the announcement of Space Marine 3 ultimately affected the way that Space Marine 2 is going to be carrying itself in the future. So, with all that being said, go ahead and drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I would greatly appreciate it if you enjoy the content. And a big shout out to all the members for being a part of the Behind the Grind membership program. If you're interested in becoming a YouTube member, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment in the comment section down below. But let's go ahead and talk about why I think the announcement of Space Marine 3 ultimately affected Space Marine 2 and its future. So, as you guys already know, approximately 6 months after Space Marine 2 was released, Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment and Warhammer in general did reveal that we will be getting Space Marine 3 and that it is currently being developed as we speak. So, the issue with why I think that Space Marine 3 is currently affecting Space Marine 2 is that I think that it is grabbing resources that would be better spent on Space Marine 2, aka the game that we currently have right now, and instead of putting them towards a game that, quite frankly, we don't really need right now. Space Marine 3 is one of those games that I personally feel like we could do 6 or 7 years without at this point, because Space Marine 2 is obviously only a year old. It's still pretty new. The game itself is absolutely amazing when all of the core mechanics actually work and function, and I think that Space Marine 2 breeds a pretty good foundation for Space Marine games to come in the future, and overall, its whole identity and its whole foundation is a good basic foundation to have a game that you can develop and implement new things into for the next 2, 3, 4, or even 5 years. Honestly, me personally, is how I feel. There's really no need to have Space Marine 3 right now. And you see, the thing is that by actively moving your resources to develop Space Marine 3 instead of working on Space Marine 2, is that now you have established this precedence that, well, Space Marine 2 at the end of the day is just a scapegoat, because ultimately you're going to be releasing Space Marine 3, God knows, next year, in 2 years, or in 5 years. And so by doing that, you're showing to players that Space Marine 2 isn't really the focus right now. Space Marine 2 is essentially just buying you guys time in order to develop Space Marine 3. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below, guys, if you feel the same way about Space Marine 2 and Space Marine 3. Me personally, I love what Space Marine 2 already offers, and I am very hard on developers in asking for what we want. And with Space Marine 3 being announced, it's uncovered a brand new issue that I've been seeing all over the place when talking about Space Marine 2, and quite honestly, it's quite the lazy excuse for why Space Marine 2 is the way it is. So, example, let's say that I ask for a new class like the Apothecary or the Inceptor class or the Chaplain class. Well, now you got people saying that, oh, well, they're not going to add that to Space Marine 2. They'll probably just add that into Space Marine 3. And the reason why Space Marine 3 being announced so early is a problem is because of that specifically. Now, say that I want to see another faction added into Space Marine 2. Okay, that's cool and all, but they'll probably just add that into Space Marine 3. Do you guys see the problem now? Is that anytime you try to criticize Space Marine 2 or you try to ask for more content on top of what we already have, that is not an extra operation or an extra siege mode or PvP map, well, it's that we have to wait essentially for Space Marine 3. And, you know, at the end of the day, man, that's just been something that's been bugging me a lot recently, because as you guys already know, Behind the Grind is a YouTube channel that is critical of Space Marine 2. I criticize Space Marine 2, but I love Space Marine 2 a lot. And I don't know, maybe I've been the only person who has seen this as of late, but anytime I say something, well, it always ends up with, well, they're just going to push it back to Space Marine 3. So yeah, I think Space Marine 3 proves that the Space Marine 2 devs and Space Marine 2 overall kind of blew its load, to say a little too early, man. Now, I could be talking out of my butt right now and just not even understanding anything. Space Marine 2, for all we know, could be lasting the next 6 years, if anything, right? And we can't get Space Marine 3 until friggin' 2035. But it at least seems like that's the issue right now, is that that's the reason why they're not really focusing on Space Marine 2 as much as we, the community, would like, because at the end of the day, they're developing Space Marine 3, and that's why I think that Space Marine 3 is kind of impacting Space Marine 2. But with all that being said, guys, please go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about this issue. Obviously, I'm very passionate about it, but first and foremost, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that announcing Space Marine 3 this early is a detriment to Space Marine 2? Go ahead and let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you are not already. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, I'd encourage you to join the channel membership for exclusive perks. I'm so grateful for all the members, and your generosity is extremely appreciated. Look, all you guys who are members of Behind the Grind, I appreciate it a lot, man. It costs $1 today, so if you're interested, like I said before, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment in the comment section down below. Thanks. This has been Behind the Grind, talking about why I think Space Marine 3 is ultimately a big issue for Space Marine 2. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.